Here in Helwan, a working-class neighborhood on the outskirts of Cairo, it's easy to see why Egypt's ruling party is expected to win Sunday's parliamentary elections in a landslide. The National Democratic Party's candidate here is this man, Saeed Mishal, a member of President Hosni Mubarak's cabinet in charge of military production. The opposition accused Mishal of buying votes after recently published photographs appear to show him handing out money to a crowd of people. On election day, vans blaring music circle the polling stations, urging voters to cast their ballots for Mishal, and a group of cheerleaders sing his praises. They decline to be interviewed, deferring to their boss.
احنا ما شفناش ده ما يحصلش لا 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 ده ضغط ده وزير هيدي فلوس ليه ده عمل فوق شغله اجهاد ليه ليس هو بيقوم بعمل خدمي.
Campaigning on election day is illegal, but the police don't seem to mind. Meanwhile, the National Democratic Party, or NDP, brings in its voters by the busload.
يوزع فلوس ووزع لحمه ووزع كل حاجه عشان
عايزين فلوس مش عايزين فلوس مش عايزين فلوس مش عايزين فلوس مش عايزين فلوس.
Mishal's opponent, Mustafa Bakri, also has his supporters, but their resources seem meager in comparison.
راجل زي الوزير هيتعمل دعايه هعمل دعايه يعني استاذ مصطفى دعايه مكلفه مبالغ قليله استاذ سيد مشعل وسمعنا ان دعايه مكلفه حاجه و50 مليون جنيه
50 مليون جنيه
حاجه و50 مليون جنيه دعايه طب منين يعني انا دلوقتي راجل وزير
واللي ينتخبه بياخد 50 جنيه
عايز الحصانه في ايه عايز الكلام ده كله في ايه لا.
Women vote in a separate polling station down the road, but the scene is similar. Young NDP supporters with white t-shirts are directed by a scowling supervisor. The police seem more interested in the journalists and unconvinced by the government-issued permit. Meanwhile, opposition party delegates claim they are unfairly barred from entering the polling places to supervise the voting.
سيد مشعل اول حاجه ده وزير استغل سلطاته احنا ممنوعين كمعارضه ان احنا نعمل دعايه انتخابيه خارجيه الوزير من حقه ان هو يعمل دعايه انتخابيه احنا كمعارضه ممنوعين ان احنا نوزع اي حاجه خاصه بينا الوزير من ليه حقه ان هو يجيب الناس المصانع الحربيه بيستغلها ان هو ياخد بيها الاصوات.
In the village of Aktaf, far from journalists and monitors, the accusations of fraud and intimidation are even stronger. This is a stronghold for the Muslim Brotherhood, the most important opposition group in Egypt, even though the government prohibits them from becoming a political party. Independent candidates affiliated with the Brotherhood won a surprising 20% of the seats in parliament in the 2005 elections, the most important victory for the opposition since Mubarak came to power 29 years ago. But the president seems determined to roll back these gains this time around. In the run-up to the election, the government arrested more than 1,200 of the group's members and broke up their candidates' rallies. Election day in Aktaf is no easier for the Brotherhood.
هو مش عايز يدخلني لا مش عايز يدخلني نعم حضرتك الاخوان ممنوعين من الدخول التوكيل حضرتك اهو تعالي معايا يدخلني.
The women's polling station is even more chaotic. This Muslim Brotherhood voter says she was turned away when she tried to vote. Others forced their way into the polling station before police stopped them.
الحاجه ليه سبب شعبيتهم بشكل عام.
الاول بس انا عايز اقول احنا النهارده ما فيش انتخابات اللي واقف على باب اللجنه لواءات الشرطه وضباط امن الدوله هم اللي بيتحكموا في كل اللجان فوق وما فيش مناديب داخل اللجان وبالتالي ما فيش اشراف على كل اللجان اللي موجوده.
Back in Cairo, an NDP candidate roams the streets of downtown with his entourage. He refutes accusations of fraud and intimidation.
هذا الأمر غير حقيقي إطلاقا لكن القوى الأخرى بتصطنع هذه الأمور أما الجو كل الناس انتخبت وكل الناس كانت متواجدة.
The truth is most Egyptians don't even bother to vote. The turnout was around 20% 5 years ago. It's expected to be even lower this time.
وبرضه مفيش يعني انتخب ليه الحزب الوطني 30 سنه قانون طوارئ 30 سنه مفيش حريات عقيده مفيش حريه عقيده حريه التعبير كل الحاجات دي مقفوله بسبب قانون طوارئ ليه انتخب الحزب الوطني ليه اشارك في انتخابات انا عارف نتيجتها مسبقا عارف ان هي هتبقى مزوره.
If the number of ballots in these urns is any indication, apathy in Egypt's political process is stronger than ever. And the litany of denunciations of irregularities and outright fraud in this election isn't likely to inspire more confidence in the country's so-called democracy.
observing all sorts of irregularities in different places, vote buying everywhere, and worst of all is as the day is approaching its end, real rigging takes place. Okay, inside you can see on the floor lots of ballot cards at the entrance before the counting area, which means that they fill off the boxes that were open and broken, as we have seen them coming in from the main street. This election is so much worse than the election in 2005. I've never seen such massive, blunt way of trying to manipulate everything.
Behind me, electoral officials are counting the votes, but the result is taken for granted. Hosni Mubarak and his party are trying to consolidate their absolute majority in the parliament before presidential elections in 2011. And the consensus here is that they'll do so, whatever the cost may be. For The Real News, read Lindsay, Cairo.